We may not have a lot of construction going on in town for passenger rail, but we do have a lot going on for bicycles on the other end of the technological uh, chain. South of the river, from Barton Springs Road, which is the restaurant row there, all the way to Rollingwood, there's bicycle paths and sidewalks being put in on both sides of Barton Springs Road, which has been a very dangerous place for a long time to bike or ride. And then north of the river, the Lance Armstrong Bikeway has been completed from Mopac east to Lamar, and there's a section going in downtown Austin near the new railroad station. So we have some serious bicycle paths being built, and it's thanks to the Austin Bicycle and Pedestrian program that it's being done. And we have Nathan Wilkes with us. He's an engineer for the bicycle program. And he deals with creative solutions to bicycle facilities and end-of-trip facilities for the bicycle program. He is a bicyclist himself, and he has worked for many years with the Yellow Bicycle program, which a lot of you may be familiar with. In fact, the bicycle he commuted on for a number of years, maybe still does, he was the one he built from bits and pieces at the Yellow Bike project. So, Nathan Wilkes, tell us what else we're going to see.
All right. Yeah, so I'm with the bicycle program. Next slide. I listed all the problems that bicycles amend. Obviously, there's air pollution, noise. You can't get away from the sound of a car probably anywhere in the city. Danger, we talk a lot about how many people die in Iraq, at least US people, but many more people die on our roads every year. Ill health, those are those obesity numbers that we're pretty familiar with. And an active form of transportation, human-powered transportation, does address those. And then congestion, parking problems. You can park 18 bicycles in the space of a single car, and downtown parking structures, the estimate is like $30,000 per parking structure, which is significant. And then oil dependence, climate change, social isolation. I have a book I'm really fond of that said that might be the most destructive. This is a great quote from Ivan Ilyich. It takes 2 lanes of a given size to move 40,000 people across a bridge in 1 hour by modern trains, 4 to move them on buses, 12 to move them in cars, and only 1 to pedal across on bicycles. This chart, I was looking up passenger miles per gallon, and this is like if a bus has, you can't say a bus has 30 people on it if it has 30 seats. It has the average number of people that are on a bus over its operational lifetime. So like a bus, for example, the average, I think person using this figure is like 7 people at a time on a bus, something like that. So this shows all the miles per gallon, and you can see the human-powered modes, bicycling especially, is even 3 times more efficient, and this is the miles per gallon is a conversion from the calories in addition to living it takes to move yourself around. So you're getting 650 miles per gallon if you're on a bicycle. So all these other modes, a well-functioning multimodal system, I feel, encourages human power transportation at all possible times, whereas we're in a very monomodal transportation system that you have to be kind of crazy to get out on a bicycle sometimes. So hopefully we're working against that. So the next slide, what can we do now? 3 points. The most important in the spirit of acting individually is yourself. Start riding a bicycle. And then number 2, once you've done that, you can encourage your friends, your children, anyone around you to start riding a bicycle. And in parentheses, I'll put walking if you have the means of living close to where you work or any of those things. And then number 3, start advocating for changes in this city, in this country, and state that create for more bicycle friendliness. Next. So I'll give you a little introduction to getting on a bicycle. The first thing you'll need is a bike. You can either go buy one at a bike shop or fix up your bike at a bike shop, or visit the Yellow Bike Project, who will teach you how to fix your bike, which is in the sense of teaching a man to fish or woman to fish, is very empowering. And a little example there is if you've ever done a car brake job, you've probably messed with brake fluid and brake pads and hundreds of dollars of parts. And for a bike, you could probably do it in an hour your first time, change cables, change pads, and be on your merry way. And then, so where are you going to go on a bike? You can really go anywhere. You can go to work. You can ride with your children to school, and then outing, shopping, eating out, social activities. I spend most of my transportation time, at least voluntary transportation time, in a bicycle. So this gear is probably not for you, this picture. It's a fixie bike with a bunch of panniers, but there's many different types of bikes. Some that go fast, some that carry weight. And a lot of people at Yellow Bike come and ask me they spend 10 minutes talking to me about what the kind of bike they need, like what's perfect or whatever. And really any bike is better than driving around. So I encourage you, even if you have a Huffy in the garage, like try that out for a month and then see why you don't like it. And then another thing you'll probably have to figure out is how to carry things on your bike. So panniers or a backpack. Backpacks aren't waterproof, as you might find out tonight. But if you have a rain cover on your panniers, you'll be able to get to work dry, maybe even have a dry towel in your panniers to dry yourself off. And the bottom one is find shower facilities. Those really help. Yeah. I'm lucky enough to work in a place that has showers.
Everyone around me agrees with that.
Yeah. Tolerance helps too. Go back real quick, Terry. But even a change of clothes and a wet wash rag goes a long way. Yeah, we'll special request only. And then safety gear, locks, helmets, lights. The next step is to find a safe route, and they do exist. They might just be a little less obvious. Like if you're biking in South Austin, I don't know how many people drive to work every day on Emerald Forest, but it is a street and it does go through a great deal of the South Austin area that's not Lamar, South First, anything like that. So there is a bicycle map that the city publishes, and it's color coded up there. You can see the green routes are the ones that most anybody, child, beginner cyclist, and advanced cyclist should feel comfortable on. And then the red ones are, I feel comfortable riding on almost all, or at least I'll do it. And most of the red ones I feel moderately comfortable riding on. And then the blues are fine. So as you get used to it, you can use the map however you see fit. And then you'll see the green route signs in the bottom left. Most people I talk to haven't ever noticed those till they start noticing them. But they have the route numbers, like 31 there corresponds to a route on the map. And I mentioned that a lot of these routes are not on streets like Lamar. They go for 10 miles, say. So you might have to make 5 turns in a neighborhood trying to cross 183 in some place, and it's useful to have some arrows directing you. Next. I do. They're, oh. Well, okay, so we just printed 8,000 of those maps, and some of the bike shops have gotten them already. Most of the bike shops are out right now, but you can go to, within 2 weeks, any bike shop within the city will be selling those. And if you want to come up to the 505 Barton Springs Road at South First and Barton Springs, they have those maps for free. And the map is a PDF online at the city's, if you just search for Austin Bicycle Program. And I have a copy if anybody